Okay, practice of finding the volume of compound or composite shapes. So all of these compound shapes are made up or consist of rectangular prisms. So the only formula that we're going to need today is volume formula for rectangular prism. So we know that's the length times the width times the height. Okay, so just like we did in our notes, since these are composite, we know that they are made up of more than one shape. So we need to figure out how we would like to divide them. Okay, so looking at this one, I'm going to be dividing it right here. So I have my pink rectangular prism. That's maybe the exact same example we did in our notes, but that's okay. Okay, so I have my pink rectangular prism. And then I'm going to shade in the other rectangular prism teal or blue. Again, this just helps me visually see the two different shapes. Okay, so looking at, we'll do the pink shape first. Okay, so finding the volume, we need to know the length, we need to know the width, and we need to know the height. So I can see here that my length is 8, my height is 3, and my width is 2. Okay, so notice that the 12 is not the length of the pink box. It's the length of both. Okay, so that's why I didn't use the 12. I'm going to mark it out because it's both shapes, and I don't want to accidentally use it. So the volume of my pink rectangular prism, 8 times 2 times 3, we come up with 48. And we know that's going to be inches cubed. Okay, so now it's time to figure out my teal or blue box. We know it has a height of 10. We need to figure out its length, and we need to figure out its width. Okay, so here is its width. So remember I said the 12 was for both shapes. So hopefully we remembered that the pink shape was 8. So from here to here is 8. 8 plus what? The blue side gives us 12. So we know that this is 4. Because the 4 plus the 8 gave us that 12 that we're no longer using. Okay, so my length is 4. Now I need to figure out how wide it is. So here is one place we could look. We could look here. We could look here. So what we notice is both shapes are the same width across. So if I know the pink shape is 2, I know that the blue shape is also 2. So finding the volume, we have length times width times height. So the volume of my blue shape is 80. Add the two together. Okay, so for the volume, we're going to take the volume of the blue plus the volume of the pink because we want the combined total. So 80 plus 48 gives us 128 inches cubed. Okay, so let's try another one. Again, we need to divide it into 2 rectangular prisms. So we could do that a couple different ways. So I'm going to divide it here, go down at an angle. So I have my pink rectangular prism. And then again, I'm going to have my blue rectangular prism. If you don't have different colors, you could shade one in and keep one non-shaded. Okay, so there I have my 2 different shapes. First, let's go with the blue. So I know I have 4 different measurements here. Notice that the 3 is combined with the 2 colors, so I'm going to mark it out because I'm not going to use that 3. Okay, so I have length, height, and width. So 9 times 2 times 5 gives us 90 feet cubed. Then going back and looking at the pink, we know it has a width of 1. Again, if you looked at both shapes, they're both the same height. So if we think about it, we said the height of the blue rectangular prism is 5, so the height of my pink rectangular prism is 5. Now figuring out what is its length. Remember, the pink and the blue together were 3, and we knew we weren't going to use that. So we know that the blue was 2, and together they have to be 3, so we know that the length is going to be 1. So the volume, length times width times height, gives me a volume of 5 feet squared or cubed. Okay, so finding the total of the compound shape, we have the volume of the pink rectangular prism plus the volume of the blue rectangular prism, which gives us a complete volume of 95 feet cubed. Okay, one more example to help you guys, and then we'll let you guys try the others on your own. Okay, so looking at this L-shaped, again, dividing it up however you would like to find it easier. So I'm going to divide it right here. So I have my taller blue rectangular prism, and then I'm going to have my pink rectangular prism. Kind of looks like a box laying on its side, or a Kleenex box maybe. Okay, so I see that here I have my 3 measurements. Notice the side that has 2 colors doesn't have a unit of measurement, so that's good. That means we're not going to have to divide any numbers up. Okay, so looking at the pink, I have the length of 8, the height of 4, and the width of 5. So the volume is length times width times height. So the volume of the pink rectangular prism is 40 times 4. So 40 times 4 is 160 yards cubed. And then going back now and finding and figuring out the measurements of the blue rectangular prism. Well, we know the height is 16. We can see the length is 4. But we need to figure out how wide is this shape. Okay, so again, this, and this side are all the same, and we can see that both of these shapes are the same width. So if my pink is 5, the blue is also going to be 5 because they share that common measurement. So the volume is length times width times height. So we have 4 times 5 times 20. Oops, I'm sorry, times 16. We come up with 320 yards cubed again. Okay, so this time finding our total. The pink was 160 plus the blue was 320. That gives us a combined total of 480 yards cubed. Okay, so I suggest you practice the next 6. It'll be on the next link. If you have any questions, let me know.